Good morning, my dear students, and a very warm welcome to all of you in this e-learning program that is organized by Shri Kyanmantri Vidyapit. Welcome to Science by Harsha, Ma'am. In our today's session, we are going to move further on chapter number 13, which is sound. A new chapter we are going to start on. Okay, so this is the lesson. Which is sound. This term is not new for you. You already know that you are able to listen me because of some kind of sound. Now what is actually sound? Sound is a form of energy which is producing sensation in our ears, and that's the reason with the help of this energy we can hear anyone whomsoever whatsoever they are speaking. So here it is. Sound is a form of energy that produces sensation in our ears. So what is sound? Form of energy which produces sensation in our ears. Now the next particular part regarding sound. How is sound produced? For that you need to follow whatever I say you. Come on, put your pencil aside. Okay, raise your both the hands like this. Fine. Okay. Now put it over here near your throat. Done? Okay. Now say bow bow and say meow. Okay, don't feel shy. Say. Produce any kind of noise that you like, but don't howl. Whatever sound you are producing, whatever things, you can say my name, Harsha ma'am. You can say call out your name. When you will do all these things, what will you observe? You'll observe that whenever you are speaking, you'll feel the vibrations, you'll feel that there is something which is vibrating inside and your hand can definitely recognize it. Yes, this is how the sound is produced. It is the vibrations which are responsible for the formation of the sound. There are two activities which are given in your book. The very first activity is take a wooden plate that is one more activity given in your book. That is how is sound produced. So let's see how it is produced. For that you need to take a wooden plate, and on that wooden plate just keep one scale. Okay, so what it is? A wooden plate and this is a scale. Okay, a small plate of wooden like this, you can take a scale and just bang it. What will you see? You will see that the vibrations are producing the sound. If you don't have the wooden plate like that, you can do it on your desk. What does this state? States that sound is produced through vibrations. Yes. One more thing as we did. Okay. Take your two hands and just put it on near your throat. What will you observe? You will observe that sound is produced through vibrations. So, what can we conclude? We can conclude that sound is produced through vibrations. Come on now, note it down quickly, the very first part, then the next part. What is sound? The definition of the sound in the next part. Quick. Quick. There's one more activity given. What's that activity? It's like this. Over here, with the nail, there is a hook, and we are tying a string over here, and here we are holding it from this end. Okay? घर पे भी आप कर सकते हैं, कहीं पे भी ऐसे आपको even in the key stand, just put one rubber like thing. I'm not talking about eraser, the rubber, the stretched ones. So here just arrange it, and with the help of finger just pluck the string. Okay? So what you have to do? Take the string, okay, arrange it as shown in figure. Then what you have to do? Pluck the string. Once you pluck the string with your hand, you will see that vibrations are produced, and these vibrations will lead to formation of sound. Okay, so that leads to formation of sound. Is this clear? This is how the sound is formed. Note down this, then we'll move further on the next particular activity. The next portion, next one more example. Okay, the tuning fork. Where this is called as stem and its two arms are called as prongs. Okay, it is a metallic. What is tuning fork? First of all, it is a U-shaped metallic device with a handle which is called as stem. You might have seen the tuning fork at, if you have visited any ENT, then they are using this tuning fork. It is a very simple instrument which has a fixed frequency. What is frequency? That also I will explain you. It is coming, you have heard this word frequency, but its explanation with respect to physics will be given in the further lectures. Okay, so what is tuning fork? It is a U-shaped metallic device with a handle, and it is producing a sound of a certain fixed frequency. Of certain fixed frequency. Okay, now what you have to do? You have to take a tuning fork, bang its arm on a rubber surface, and hear it. You can also put it in water. You'll see the waterways. The waterways will be observed, and this is how the tuning fork experiment also states that sound is produced through vibrations. So all these activities are having just one concept in at the end, that is sound is formed through vibrations. Chalo, note down this quick. Quick. Next is sound is produced through vibrations. Now, how is sound produced in humans? The sound in the humans is produced through the voice box, which is also called as larynx. Okay, now where is this larynx located? It is located above the windpipe. Okay. Now, how is the sound produced by them? The two vocal cords, they are stretched across the voice box in such a way that a narrow slit is remaining in between them. Okay. So there are two vocal cords, and in between there is a narrow, very thin slit between them. Now when air from the lungs it is passing at that time, whenever it will pass through the slit, various sound will be produced. So this is how in human beings the larynx are producing sound or the voice box is producing sounds. Both the vocal cords which are located over here, between them there is a narrow slit, and through this slit whenever the air will pass the sound will be produced. A very simple concept. Quickly note down this. Now next. Uh, there is a next activity which is given that you have to demonstrate on how the vocal cords are working with the help of a small activity. So for that, what do you need to do? You need to first take two rubber strips. Okay, its dimension will be 10 centimeter by 2 centimeter. Take 2 rubber strips of these dimensions, arrange one over the other, pass air through between them, in stretched and relaxed position. You will see, we will observe that quality of sound is different in stretched and relaxed position. Okay, what you have to do, just take 2 rubber strips of 10 cross 2 dimensions and then simply in between them just blow air with your mouth. You can blow, you can even do it with a paper. Okay, try it out, because if you don't have the rubber strip, you can take a paper and through the paper if you'll pass the air, no, you will hear different various sounds. Okay, so do it with the paper. I'm waiting for you and I'll wait for about 1 minute for you, and after 1 minute we will you just have to do it in 1 minute quick. Make 2 strips like this, rectangular strips from paper. Quickly do it and blow air. Okay. दो पेपर की स्ट्रिप लेने का और उसके बीच में से जस्ट ब्लो एयर. Okay, blow air. Once you'll blow air, you'll hear the sound. So that is how it is different. You cannot stretch it or relax it and feel the difference of the change unless until you have the rubber strips. So this is how we can say that the sound in the vocal cord is produced in this way, through the narrow slit when the air will be passing, and between the 2 vocal cords whenever the air will be passing, based on the vibrations the different sound is produced. So note down this quickly. Quick. So now let's have a quick review on the lesson that we started with. We started with this lesson, which is sound. What is the meaning of the word sound? Sound is the form of energy which is producing sensation in our ears, and in our further sessions we will see how is the ear taking all the things to the brain is interpreting it. Okay, it is not necessary that we will hear and we will understand. If I'll start speaking in Tamil, like only some of you, those who can understand it, they will be able to understand. Otherwise, rest of them will think, what is ma'am saying? You are able to understand whatever I am speaking is just because you know English. If instead of English I am using some other language like which is not known to you, then what will you feel? Your brain will not respond only because you in your brain there is no storage of that particular language. You have not learned that language. So not only listening is important. Whatever you are listening to understand, that is also important. To act according to it is also important, and that is depending on the language and whatever is the sound that is going to the brain. But if in the storage, if the languages are not matching with any of the known language, then there will be no use of it. So sound will do its work, but every time only sound is not responsible for even the output. For the output, it is also important that the interpretation of the sound should be done, and that is how the ears are working, which we will do in our next particular session. Next, what we saw? We saw that how is sound produced. We saw that it is produced through vibrations. The very first activity which we did was taking the two hands and we kept it near the vocal cords and we felt the vibrations. Next is on any of the wooden plate, just bang the steel scale. Vibrations will be produced and sound will be heard. So here it is. Just read it, only read it. You have already noted. What do you conclude? You conclude that sound is produced through vibrations. One more, okay? This one, that is on a nail, just gently hold the string and pluck it. You will see that on plucking it, the sound is produced. What does it state? It again states that sound is produced through vibrations. Read it. Next one, tuning fork, very important one. What it is? It is a U-shaped metallic device with a handle. And what are this U-shaped arms called as? These are called as prongs. And this handle is called as stem. Okay, so you can note down this also and read this part quick. The next activity, what is done in that? Just bang the tuning fork and keep it near your ear. You will hear the vibrations and hence you will be able to sense it. And when you put it in water, you will see the vibrations. Okay, so that is how we can say that sound is produced through vibrations. Read this part. The next part, how is sound produced in humans? It is produced through voice box, which is also called as larynx, where it is located just above the windpipe, and here are the two vocal cords which are stretched, and between them there is a small narrow slit, and through this narrow slit the sound is produced. When the vocal cords are stretched or relaxed, on that basis the sound produced will be different. So quality of the sound depends on the position of the voice box, whether it is stretched or relaxed. Okay, read this part. This is again very important part. The next part which we did was to demonstrate on how well vocal cords perform their action. For that what we did, we took two rubber strips, and what we did, the dimensions are of 10 cross 2. Just arrange one over the other like this, one and just above it like this, and just hold it and then blow the air. When the air is passed through them in the stretch and relaxed position, it will be that the quality of the sound is different in the stretched and the relaxed position. And this is how the sound is also produced in the humans, the vocal cords. So read down this. You have written, but read it quick. Reread it. So that is all for the content of the day. Thank you so much, my dear students, for listening to me. Have a very good day. Bye bye.